This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for April 6, 2023, Beryllium guards are fired on by gunmen in St. Elizabeth. Evasive action led to narrow escape. The evasive action of a Beryllium crew, which reportedly came under attack by gunmen in the hills of St. Elizabeth on Wednesday, thwarted a robbery attempt, the third reported ambush by criminals on that armed courier company since February. Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay told the news that the latest incident happened shortly after 1 p.m. when gunmen attacked the Beryllium crew. We just understand that they were in the area when their vehicle was attacked by men traveling in a car. We understand that the content was not impacted and none of the guards were injured, she said. The news was told that the gunmen attempted to stop the Beryllium vehicle before opening fire on the unit, damaging it. The guards reportedly sped off and sought assistance from the Silo police. Silo, a northern St. Elizabeth community, is located over 5 miles from Bogue Hill, close to Balaclava, where the attack reportedly took place. SSB Lindsay pointed to ongoing consultations between the police and the members of the security sector following recent attacks. There is always the dialogue to be had and the appeal to persons that once you are handling cash, then you have to be extra careful because we realize that criminals are basically after cash. We have been having the discussions and the dialogue with the relevant groups and individuals, so we expect that they are doing what is necessary to harden the target around the cash, she said. When asked about the police's response to the attacks in deep rural Jamaica, SSP Lindsay said resources will be deployed where necessary. Once we do the assessment and we realize that something needs to be a priority, then we put the resources there. So we see where in recent times we have seen the attacks on that sector. We have been having dialogue with the players in the industry, and we have been playing our part to ensure that we support them, so it is always that we respond wherever there is a need for police services, she said. Residents in the area told the news that the incident came as a great shock to them. This latest attack on Beryllium follows last month's multi-million-dollar heist in Portmore, St. Catherine, in which 4 security guards were injured. The police said on Tuesday that 6 people are in custody for the attack. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson, in addressing a digital press conference on Tuesday, said that the constabulary is moving to clamp down on the spate of attacks that have been launched on cash-heavy sources such as ATMs and courier services in recent months. We are seeing gangs turn to robberies of high cash amounts to fund their illicit activities as law enforcement impacted their various sources of income. ATMs, business persons handling and transporting high amounts of cash, and armored courier services have been the main target, he said, noting that the heightened apprehension among citizens with the recent Beryllium targeted robberies in Portmore. Man and woman shot dead in Spanish Town gun attack. A man and a woman were shot dead by gunmen at Railway Lane in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Wednesday afternoon. They have been identified as a 31-year-old Orlando McGregor and a 45-year-old Marlene Smith from Old Harbour in the parish. Another man was injured in the attack. It was reported that around 2:30 p.m., 2 men armed with firearms stepped onto the roadway from behind a zinc fence and opened gunfire on a white Toyota Probox in which the 3 victims were traveling. The police said McGregor received multiple gunshot wounds to his head, face, right side of the chest, neck, back, and the left shoulder. Smith sustained injuries to her chest, right arm, and abdomen. The injured man was shot in his left knee. All injured individuals were rushed to the hospital, where McGregor and Smith were pronounced dead on arrival and the injured man treated. One in serious condition following crash in Landover, St. Anne. At least 1 person is in serious condition following a 2-vehicle crash on the Landover Main Road in St. Anne on Wednesday afternoon. Police reports are that around 2:30 p.m., a minibus collided with a truck. The impact resulted in the minibus veering off the road while the truck overturned on the roadway, impeding vehicular traffic. A police source told the news that the driver of the minibus had to be extricated from the vehicle by firefighters as he was pinned down in the vehicle. The occupants of both vehicles were taken to the hospital, where it is reported that the driver of the minibus is said to be in serious condition. The condition of the other occupants are not known at this time. The St. Anne police are advising the public to proceed with caution as they approach the thoroughfare. Man succumbs to injuries from St. Anne crash. One of the 5 people who were rushed to hospital Wednesday morning following a crash on the Queens Highway in St. Anne has succumbed to his injuries. He has been identified as Gregory Lee of Kellitz in Clarendon. Police report that shortly after 5 a.m., a Toyota minibus collided with a Toyota Mark X. It is reported that the minibus was traveling along the main road when it collided with the Mark X, which was traveling in the opposite direction. The fire brigade had to be called to the scene to extricate the wounded people from the mangled vehicles. They were taken to the hospital, where Lee died while undergoing treatment. The other people remain in serious condition. Man shot dead exiting taxi, driver injured in Manchester. Police are probing a murder in Albion near Midday in Manchester, where a man was shot and killed by 3 gunmen on Wednesday. Preliminary reports from a police source are that about 12:30 p.m., the man disembarked a chartered taxi in Albion, just south of Mandeville, when 3 gunmen attacked him and opened fire, hitting him. The taxi driver, while fleeing the scene following the hail of bullets on his passenger, was also shot by the gunmen. The injured men were taken to hospital, where the taxi operator was admitted and the passenger was pronounced dead. Parents urged not to use talcum powder on infants. Parents are being cautioned that talcum powder should not be used on infants as it can contribute to respiratory problems. Consultant obstetrician, gynecologist, and family physician Dr. Chantel Neely James, speaking with the news, said medical practitioners have always had concerns about the use of talcum powder and its effects. But she added that its use has become cultural, making it difficult to encourage parents to break the habit. She stressed, however, that there has been a concerted effort to push alternatives to baby powder.
I find that we have a lot of women that have been raised by mothers, grandmothers, who have the perception that the powders keep the babies cool, it keeps them dry, and it prevents rashes, which we agree, to a certain degree, it does. But because those particles are so small, they're so fine, they can easily become aerosolized and move right on down into the baby's lungs. So that's been one of the major issues for us in the health sector overall, in terms of discouraging these family norms where your grandmother would say, put some powder on the baby to keep the baby dry. But in doing so, they notice that every day baby is a little bit stuffy. Then eventually baby develops a cough, and then eventually has some bronchial issues that may potentially lead to asthma. We've been advocating for years, which is why you would have noticed that for some of the pharmacies, they've not been selling as much baby powders. They've been selling the barrier creams, the Dessitans, the petroleum jelly, and those are the things that are even written on our hospital listing. So when you're advising a mother when she's coming in to deliver, we tell her, no, don't bring any powders. This is what you're going to bring. You're going to bring your clear petroleum jelly, or you're going to bring the Dessitin cream.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.